Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Thanks, mate. Oh, bastard. But I like being happy to hear.
It's a better view.
Hey?
It's a better view.
It's a better view.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me either.
There's no interest in Israel. You just let me know what we need to do. It's shit. It's shit house, isn't it? There's nothing on it. But when as soon as you close the door, it's fine.
Nice jacket.
Yeah, brand newy. My daughter went shopping with me yesterday. She wasn't happy with what I had. So
Got something new.
a couple of hundred.
Was it fun?
Tarot cash. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Was it red? You want to switch sides?
You will be perfect, yeah.
Did you find your binoculars the other night?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, sweet. The ones from Williamstown or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Sweet, yeah, I left from the lost and found.
Oh, those ones. I didn't
Yeah.
even know I left them there.
Oh, yeah.
You left them at Williamstown, did you?
Yeah, I put them in the Williamstown lost and found.
Oh, right. I didn't even know I left them there. Oh, we'll go and get them. Because I just look up the road.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was around the corner.
Yeah, it is. It is. Bought me this jacket. Magnus is bloody long.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing too, though.
It's warm.
Shouldn't whinge.
see at the gyms now?
Bulleen today. One of the they're equal top. They're top on goal difference. They got a lot of players who play at W League.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty good size. And the coach of Spring Hills, his daughter plays with Bulleen.
Oh, really?
Have a look at the size of her, mate, because when she comes out, you'll be able to pick her out. She is
Tall?
very tall. Well, Tom the old man, which I didn't think the coach of Spring Hills, I didn't think he was that tall, he's 6'2".
Is he really?
And she's not far away. You'll know when you see it.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous, yeah. You can see her, can't you? Have a look at her. She's blonde. Look how tall she is.
She's about an inch more.
Yeah, she's scored 15 times in 8 games. Yeah, she's a very good player. Very good. She's tall, isn't she? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Well, good evening. Welcome to Springside Reserve. My name's Dan Lonigan here for the Senol NPLW competition, round 12. And incredibly, we're nearly at the halfway mark of the season. It's just hurtling away, isn't it? The soccer season in the NPLW. And we've got the top of the table, equal top anyway, on 22 points, with two other teams, Burundara and also the championship winners last year, Box Hill Pythagoras. But the Bulleen Lions, who are playing Spring Hills tonight, have the best goal difference in the competition. They had a magnificent 6-game winning streak after dropping their first 2 games where they did not score, where they scored 27 and only conceded 2. They've only won one of their last 3, though. Spring Hills horribly out of form, unfortunately. A lot of injuries to key players. Antonello, the latest, with a knee injury, joining Margot Clark and also Anderson on the sidelines. So it's a huge task for them tonight. Having, as I say, dropped their last 4, they're 11th on the table. They're -4 in goal difference, and they've got some work to do. They've only scored 3 times in the last 4 matches and conceded 12. Another interesting aspect of this game is that, as we all know, Tom Markowski, one of the great figures in the NPL competition, is the president and coach of Spring Hills, and his daughter is the leading striker at Bulleen. She's also played at Melbourne Victory and Canberra United. Very, very good player, Maya Markowski. And she's tall as well. She'll play up front and she'll cause the opposition a lot of problems. When you've scored 15 times in 8 games, including 4 in 1 match, that's a pretty good effort in the world game. Now, the starting lineup for Spring Hills tonight, Jenna Ibrahim again in goals. Number 6, Roshan Murphy. Number 7, Danielle Toban. 12 is Natasha Dakic. 16, Bella Stringfellow. 17, Bianca Liberto, who's an exercise scientist and coaches a lot of the junior teams here at Spring Hills. 18, the veteran, the great Alex Sinclair. 23 is Aubrey Labno, having a great year. 25, she's just come back from America and plays her first game tonight for the club, Mia Daskalovska. 26 is Isabel Arredondo, and 42, playing down back, got in the side last week, Jacinta Tanate Crook. Their subs are Rachel Gillies, Talissa Soto, Suzu Murakami, some good players on the bench, Montana Mosley, Michaela Witt and Chelsea De Silva. While the opposition in Bulleen, Alyssa Dalost, a lot of players have had that experience at W League and she's one of them. Catherine Renahan, number 3, Claudia Myhitch, number 4. Also Olivia Bonford, number 7, who scored 5 times for South Melbourne last year. 3rd club in 3 years. It was Bentley, South Melbourne, and now Bulleen. Sarah Kane, the captain, at 8. And Nia Salar, 9. Madison Rakic, 10. Grace Garron, Grace Garron from America, 11. Tiffany Aliidis, one of their leading goal scorers, at 14. Markowski, as we mentioned, at 17. And Jordan at 19. Yates, Bunnell, Angel, and also Roger, along with Cortolino and Shields on the bench. As we get underway with Alex Sinclair going back, and straight away it's inside the defensive half for Bulleen. Attacking it hard is Toban in the long sleeves. Has it turned over straight away. Here's Markowski with that Tall frame. Gets it out wide now. And good play by Labno to come across as her teammate was unable to control it for the Bulleen side. And that was Jordan. And it goes over the sideline. But they win the ball back. Thank you, ladies. I just dropped my book. Just helping me out magnificently. So going halfway again is Bulleen, taken by Renahan. And now her teammate charging away through the middle of the park. Goes through with the pass, but it just had a little bit too much on it. Soler, and cleaned up at the back by Ibrahim. Opening couple of minutes. Markovsky goes up to attack Ibrahim. They played with each other last year. Markovsky having a year at Spring Hills, but a very, very good player. Ibrahim off the side of the boot into the middle, trying to control it. Stringfellow nearly connected with a hand from her boot as she couldn't control it. Iliadis is there with the long sleeves, couldn't take it for Bulleen, and it's over the sideline. Into attack towards the western end. Spring Hills turned over again. Iliadis couldn't take it cleanly, has to go back to go forward and will. Kane, so important to this side. The captain, she'll go wide now. She finds her teammate, able to take control. This is Grace Garon from America. She'll go inside now with the pass, which is a good one. They combine it nicely. Bomford back to Grace Garon again. Also involved there in the long sleeves was Soler. Back now to one of the defenders in Majic, and she goes wide. She had a lot of experience at W League level with Canberra United, Majic, and also with Sydney FC and Adelaide United, but that pass didn't stick inside the attacking half of Bulleen. Opening couple of minutes, no scorers yet. Spring Hills down the far side, trying to control it. Again, good defence by the Bulleen side inside their defensive half. Got beaten in the semis last year after winning the Premier's Plate the year before, and then lost the grand final to South Melbourne. Trying to control it with opponents hanging off. It was Markovsky. She and her dad Tom travelled here tonight. I wonder what they would have said. An interesting conversation considering he's coach of the opposition. I had a chat to the great man. He's wonderful for the sport. There was a lot of colourful language coming between him and I in a very nice way, of course. Trying to win control of it, and they do now, despite having two opponents on them. Bulleen, it goes back now. Kane picks out Grace Garon, little pass forward by Bomford, but at the back, well played by the Spring Hills team in Labno, but a pass didn't quite work, and then Bomford does well to work her way through traffic, but Ibrahim was in her road and does well to stop it inside the 18-yard area. 0-0, and we are 3.5 minutes in almost. High ball towards halfway, headed down by Tobana, Spring Hills, to Stringfellow. Stringfellow, though, connects with Bomford, and it deflects over the sideline, and it will be a Spring Hills ball. Right on halfway. And it's an important game for Spring Hills tonight to try and end a 4-game losing streak. Bulleen have only won one of their past 3 after losing their first 2 and then belting teams in their next 6. Included in that was a 7-0 win over Bentley, of which Markovsky scored 4 times. They control the ball at ground level again. Bulleen goes back now to the goalkeeper, Dalost. Hurry ball towards Bomford now. Goes back to Renahan. Having to push it wide now. Lobbing ball towards Grace Garon. Grace Garon now has a couple of opponents around her. Working hard to cut inside and does well. Dakaloska was the one that was putting pressure on her. And then it rolls on towards Ibrahim. Dakaloska, of course, her first game tonight for the Spring Hills team for the season. As again, there was a bit of cat and mouse being played by Ibrahim and Markovsky, and Ibrahim eventually picks it up inside the 18-yard area. Now to Labno down the left-hand side. The header missed by Grace Garon, and then coming across the path to put it over the sideline is Majic, who's a very solid defender and does a good job again. There's the Bulleen girls in their white away strip tonight, and their maroon shorts get back. Roshan Murphy scored Spring Hill's first goal of the season. Brings it back into play. Hooked away, though, by the Bulleen team. Getting a hurried boot to ball was Jordan. Goes back now to Myerchick. Myerchick now towards halfway. Flicked over the top, Bomford. Here's Markowski with the field to beat. She heads it on again. Down the left-hand side, but again, good defence by Dashkaloska. And eventually putting some pressure on the FC Bulleen Lions attacking sphere. And they were caught in the corner, but luckily for them, the Spring Hills team has the last possession. And it will be the first corner of the evening going the way of FC Bulleen Lions. Had 10 goal scorers, and there was one own goal that went their way as well of the 33 that they've netted this season. 4 clean sheets and 2 goalless games. 3 goalless games and 2 clean sheets for Spring Hills. Taking the pace of that one is Bomford. It'll be cleared comfortably by Spring Hills. Not really. Into the body of Bomford again. Inside the 18-yard area. Spring Hills under pressure. And once more, they're worried out of it. It goes over the sideline and keeping possession inside the attacking half are the Lions. Trying to control it. Pass towards the top of the 18-yard area. Bomford goes wide now towards Grace Garron. She just gets her boot to ball. Well, an opponent was right with her, confronting her. And she couldn't get any pace on the shot, and it was vacuumed up in the 10-metre goal square by Ibrahim. High ball now. Controlled by Murphy. But Jordan, was Jordan out? I thought she was, as she tried to control that. The bandage on the knee, and it will be Rosha Murphy's ball for Spring Hills, right on halfway. 0-0 at the moment. Murphy is a little bit unsure who to throw it to. She sees Sinclair there, but getting in the road was Jordan. Straight down to Murphy again for Spring Hills. Stringfellow. And now a pass wide by Liberto. The exercise scientist turned over, though, comfortably by Bulleen. Myerchick shares it with the skipper, Kane. She's had a lot of experience along with Myerchick at W League level, but turns that one over. Pushing forward now. Good play by Spring Hills, but coming across is Grace Garron. Pushes her opponent to ground. He did very, very well to try and push that on in Arredonda. Turning it over now. Under pressure, Bomford had 2 or 3 opponents to beat and backheel to her own advantage. Then she goes back now to Myerchick. Myerchick looking for a player more in board. And she finds her. It's Kane back to Myerchick, who will work her way towards the attacking half and does. They're looking to try and set something up here, Bulleen. Pass out wide now. Can they get it inside the 18-yard area? Good defence, though, by Spring Hills. And then push down the right-hand side, but it's all Bulleen. They're pushed up inside their attacking half. They control it again. Myerchick. Kane. Renahan. Renahan now at halfway. Searching for a way through. Now to Markowski, who just pushed that on, looking for Jordan. Intercepted, though, at the back by Dakic of Spring Hills. Cut off halfway, though, by Bulleen Lions. And we are 9 minutes into the first half. Myerchick, the centre-back, having a very good start to the match, as is Bomford. Pass goes forward again. Back to Bomford now. Works her way through. Long ball, but right in the middle of the goal mouth. Taking it comfortably. That shot was on target. Probably not enough power in it. Ibrahim cleans up at the back. And it's 0-0. Out now to Dakic. Dakic down that right-hand side. Had it stopped inside the attacking half again by Kane. Goes back now to Renahan. Renahan inside the attacking half to Iliadis. Back to Kane. 2 of the key players in this Bulleen side. They've got lots of them. Now charging on Renahan. Looking for a way through. Little past Iliadis. Keeps it going by pushing it wide. But the defenders at the back there for Spring Hills. Some pressure applied by Jordan. Forcing it over the byline for a goal kick. The way of Spring Hills, who are defending at the school end. Nearly 10 minutes played for the Senol NPLW competition. We're at round 12. Spring Hills needing a win, having lost their last 4. Bulleen equal top at the moment on 22 points with the best goal difference with Box Hill, Pythagoras and Burundara. Not stopped there by Kane, and they've got a way through. Stringfellow here now for the Spring Hills team. Gets it out wide. But unfortunately, Arredonda has it turned over again. The defender's very, very good on the ball. Pushing delivery by Bomford. Back inside to the middle of the park again. Soler was there. Through ball, Bomford. Here's Markowski, the goal scorer. A couple to beat. She'll try and shoot, but the defenders come across and do well there for Spring Hills. She sort of hesitated a little bit there, Maya Markowski. Thought she could shoot and took another second to just decide whether she'd shoot or not, and it allowed the Spring Hill defenders to come in and put it over the sideline. Nearly 11 minutes played, but again, the work of Soler to get back and other players for the Bulleen Lions, very, very good. Header by Labno in the 18-yard area from the throw by the Lions. Stringfellow didn't really do enough with that header and then hooked away errantly. Not able to get enough on that with Bomford of Bulleen Lions. Have done a lot of the attacking so far. 11 minutes played. Pass out wide to Darkic. Darkic with a robust run down the right-hand side. Can't be controlled properly, but in the end, doing a pretty good job was Tarante Crook to get a through ball to Stringfellow. A great two-way runner down the right-hand side, but the defenders are on goal side. They do well to put pressure on Stringfellow. Again, it's a good contest. Mychick with her. In the end, she puts it over that sideline. Good defence provided by Bulleen Lions to ensure that it's going to be a corner kick. Spring Hill's first of the evening. And it'll be a handy chance for them to maybe get on the board, having done so much defending so far. And this is probably the deepest the Bulleen Lions defence has been so far. Nice curling ball to be good. All the defenders are back there to help out. Markowski right in the middle of the 10-yard goal mouth with her height. Very important to try and save to help the goalkeeper DeLost out. It's a low ball. The defence is there on the right-hand goal post. But they've got numbers waiting back, Spring Hills. They put it wide. Long ball comes from Taronde Cook. And then Sinclair tried very, very hard to get a header on that, but didn't have enough elevation, as she's claiming the Bulleen Lions at the last touch. And I think the veteran might be right. So another corner kick coming up for Spring Hills. Their second one in a minute. This will be taken on the left side after the first one was on the right side. And Taronte Crook to take it. First one was a bit low. This one with a bit of power and curl to put some pressure on the defence and the goalkeeper, DeLost. That's a deep corner. It's knocked away, though, brilliantly by DeLost. And she was under some pressure, and then she's offloaded into the net. I hope she's okay. There was certainly connection. There was a bit of chaos in the goal mouth there, but she looks to be okay. Resplendent in green. DeLost, who's had experience in the W League, like a lot of her teammates, with Western United before it went out of business and before that Perth Glory. Little pass at close quarters to Renahan. Now down to a solid defender. Grace Garon, who goes inside with the pass. Markowski a bit slow to get to a turnover. Toban has it inside the attacking half for Spring Hills. Goes back now to Liberto. Liberto defensive give to Dakic, and now Labno. Scored 3 times this year. Back to Dakic as Markowski approaches her. Goes in close now to Toban. A few of them wearing the long sleeves. Little pass is good. Back to Toban. Goes down the right-hand side now. Stringfellow looking to control it. Can't. Beaten in the turnover. Good play by Soler to get back. And she finds her teammate. He'll go backwards again, Kane. Myerchick. Oh, Bomford had it turned over. Toban was magnificent and then goes long and wide. Good effort well outside the 18-yard area by Toban. Bomford then was flat-footed and Toban was on the move. That's why she was able to execute the turnover for Spring Hills. 15 played almost, 0-0 in the Senol NPLW round 12 fixture here at Springside. Taken by Grace Garon again. She'll go back to her teammate, has it turned over. The teammate she was going to give it to was Kane. Sinclair receives it now from Deskaloska. Little ball out towards Taronte Cook, working her way through Stringfellow, but cleared at the back by Renahan. They had numbers on the edge of the 18-yard area of the Lions, but taken brilliantly by Labno. His through ball, though, no good. Well done by Grace Garon. Down to Jordan now. Has 2 opponents to beat. Jordan goes inside to Markowski. Markowski does well to control the ball with opponents around her, one of them being Dakic. Goes back now towards Grace Garon. Grace Garon has a teammate working through in Renahan. Markowski pushed and shoved off it by Dakic, who concedes the ball over the sideline. Still 0-0 in the 16th minute. Markowski was going to take it for the Lions, but a teammate in the end will take it. And this is Grace Garon. Out to Markowski. Oh, she does the Falcon into the head of Labno, into her eye, I think. And she's in a fair bit of pain here. She was just trying to, I think, get it over her head then, Markowski. Now, I'm just trying to work out whether her studs might have connected with the eye or whether the ball connected with the eye. She's pretty tough. She's okay. Looked a lot worse than it actually was for Aubrey Labno, but we know she's tough. Very, very tough, and a very good player, the girl from Arizona. We're in the words of Robin Williams from the movie Vietnam. It's about to get hot, damn hot. The late, great Robin Williams. Nearly 17 minutes played, and it's 0-0. Here's Labno's got a big boot on her. Flat ball. Headed away, though, by Jordan. She almost got that right in the middle, puts it over the sideline, just inside the defensive half of Bulleen. And Murphy will bring it back into play with a throw for her side, Spring Hills. Floats it, but again, Jordan is quite tall. Nods it over the sideline. Sinclair down the line again. Looking for Arredonda, who couldn't quite get there. And it's once again a goal kick for Bulleen. Majacek. Salaire scored both times against Spring Hills in both matches last year. Works her way through. The through ball low was almost cut off by Dakic. There's Markowski, but in the road again. Good defence provided by Stringfellow, who'll bowl down that right-hand side. Dakic inside the attacking half was the outlier for her. She'll look to come inside, but she goes further wide again. Sinclair with that familiar gait. Tucked in, has opponents around her. Shoves them off and tries to control the ball by backheeling. That ball towards the top of the 18-yard area. Good clearance by the defences have got even further for Bulleen Lions. I had a feeling the goalkeeper, Dallos, might have nearly been beaten then by that lovely cross ball from Sinclair. And in the end, the Bulleen Lions get control of it through Grace Garon. And then going down is Jordan. As I reckon, there wasn't much in that, opposed to Labno. She was bowled over then, Jordan. And Labno was right in front of her. I thought they just made contact. And that's what it was. Both going for the ball. One coming front on, Labno. One coming from the side, Jordan of Bulleen Lions. But the free kick going the way of Bomford of Bulleen Lions. It was a good effort by Sinclair before, and the defence had to work hard to clear that. Here's Bomford again. Long, high ball waiting for Markowski. The goalkeeper's got lost, but Labno's there as it was kicked into her body. The goalkeeper got lost, got caught out then, Ibrahim, but again, she's a marvellous player, gets back in the 10-yard box to save her team once more, Aubrey Labno, as Majacek was the player that came up and had a swing at that, but Labno was in the road, kicked into her body, and ricochets out of play against Bulleen Lions. Here's Ibrahim now. We're in the 20th minute. She'll go in short now to Dakic. Dakic will try and find someone inside the defensive half, but a lot of white shirts around, winning the ball at ground level, and they do it again through Kane. She bursts her way through. Here's Bomford on the edge of the 18-yard area. Likes the goal, Bomford. Scored 5 times for South Melbourne last year, but was cut wide by the good defence provided by Spring Hills. And I think Bomford had the last touch when it looked like the Bulleen Lions were pleading for it. We're into the 20th minute, and it's still 0-0, so Spring Hills will be happy with this. Even a draw tonight would be good for them, a point. And Bulleen has to see what happens with Burundara and also Box Hill over the weekend. If they don't get the 3 points. If they get the 3 points, they'll remain on top. in their quest to try and win both the Premiership and the Championship, which isn't an easy thing to do. They won the Premier's Plate in 2024 but lost the grand final to South Melbourne. Ball goes out at halfway for Spring Hills. Throw down the line. Good defence, though, by Bulleen. Forces the error, and they have possession, approaching halfway in the first half. Solaire can't control it. And again, the ball's over the sideline. Bomford involved too for Bulleen Lions. Down the line, Solaire looking for Markowski. Once more, they're quite happy to put it out, the Spring Hills team, and get their numbers back. Just inside the attacking half in front of Tom Markowski. Bulleen Lions and the Spring Hills bench as they get it back inside their attacking half, but a turnover again at the back. Good play by Toe Barnes. She's under pressure. Does well. A couple of opponents were right with her. Down the right-hand side to Darkich. A through ball. Nothing there. And getting outside the 18-yard area to foot it away is DeLost. Back now to Renahan. Renahan combining with Majcic. He'll go back to Majcic because there's only Spring Hill shirts in front of Catherine Renahan. Majcic will look for a way through, but Lavno's in the road. Nice little header, but only at the bootlaces of Solaire. She may have hung on to the shirt then of Darkich, who kicks into bodies. Still alive, well inside the 18-yard area. Markowski wins it back with that tall frame again. She tried to beat opponents. She's beaten one, she's beaten two, and she couldn't beat a third and almost stomped on the ball. Good contest between both teams, but once more they sag their numbers back in defence, Bulleen Lions. And Majcic wins it, has Grace Garron there for support. And then a little ball from Iliadis, setting up Bomford now. Bomford has a player right with her in Labno. Bomford will look to shoot. Labno's right with her. Bomford goes wide, but all she can do with Labno staying goal side magnificently was put it low, and it's cleaned up comfortably at the back by Ibrahim. Good contest though, and gee, she's a good defender, Labno. Made Bomford have to work for that zig and zag away through the 18-yard area. A high ball bouncing. One down by Solaire. Cleared at the back again. Majcic's been very, very good so far. Player offloaded for Spring Hills. Tom's not happy. And it will be a Spring Hills ball. Defensive half for the Spring Hills team. Down the right-hand side now. Great save before by the defensive Bulleen Lions against Alex Sinclair. Long ball. Players are a bit flat-footed from both teams there, waiting for the ball to come. Grace Garron, beautiful ball. Bomford to Iliadis. She's onside. Markowski has the goalkeeper to beat. Great save by Ibrahim. Getting back again, trying to put it through was Grace Garron, but a great save again by Ibrahim on two occasions. She eventually forces a corner kick. She saved one, it ricocheted away. Grace Garron pounced on it, but again Ibrahim was there. And she's made two great saves as Bulleen were looking to open their account. Haven't been goalless since round two. With Markowski being onside, that looked dangerous for Spring Hills. Deep ball to the 18-yard area, headed away by Markowski. Didn't get enough on it. Trying to get boot to ball was Iliadis. She couldn't really connect. They have another crack at it through Renahan. It's bobbing around. Cleared by Labno, but only momentarily. Waiting on the edge of the 18-yard area. Bomford for the Bulleen Lions. And then it's headed over the sideline by Spring Hills. Jordan involved as well there in that exchange. Grace Garron doing well. Dashalovska was one of the defenders involved too with the ball bobbling around and bouncing around inside the 18-yard area. She's doing a good job there for Spring Hills. And there's a player down for the Bulleen Lions. Looks to be okay. Majcic, she's limping. Centre back. She's okay now. She just move around a bit more and try and control things. Sarah Kane right with her, and Renahan too. And Rakic, the other defender, who had a year at Western United. Trying to head it down Jordan. Spent some time playing college football only as far as Labno for Spring Hills. Well done by Renahan to just get a boot on it. Stringfellow went down, cleared at the back. by the Lions. Good play by Majic again down to Iliadis. Onside down the right-hand side is Jordan, but working hard to ensure that she's not on goal side is the defence of Spring Hills in Murphy. Well done again, 1-on-2 against her. That's a good effort by Jordan, and in the end they had to shove it over the sideline, the Spring Hills defence. And again they win possession. They've controlled possession. They've also controlled territory so far. So the 18-yard area, attempted header. Didn't quite get enough on it. Then was Bomford. Pushed on by Soler, but had 4 opponents around her, and they shove it out of danger momentarily, the Spring Hills defence. Stringfellow and Libido among those involved in that exchange. And again, Bulleen winning possession. 2 great saves there by Jenna Ibrahim. Prevented them from having a 1-0 lead. Here's Markowski, who had a 1-on-1 exchange with Ibrahim, who made that great save, and then Grace Garron had an opportunity on the rebound, but once more she found Ibrahim in the road. Here's Stringfellow getting a pass out and then getting it down the right-hand side again, but it's all defence for Bulleen Lions. They managed to get their numbers back in time, Renahan being one of them, to support the goalkeeper in DeLost, who hasn't had a lot to do, bar one occasion where her defenders helped her out with a lovely cross from Sinclair. Remains 0-0. The Senol NPLW competition. We're in the 27th minute. Both teams working hard. Stringfellow goes for the ball, but there's going to be a free kick going the way of Bulleen. Sarah Kane was bowled over, the captain. Passed by Rakic. Now to Kane. Back to Kane. Looking for a way through to halfway. Trying to get hold of it, Soler. 2 or 3 trying to bump her off the ball, but she controls it brilliantly to Iliadis, who's a beautiful user inside the attacking half. Tried to skim off the head of there of Markowski, tallest player out there, but there's no one on the end of that, and it's stopped at the back by Ibrahim, the goalkeeper for Spring Hills. Down that right-hand side now, looking for a way out. Spring Hills, the pass though intercepted by Soler. Back to Markowski, lobs it over the top. Jordan trying to get onside. Well done, Ibrahim again. She grabbed that ball like it was the most important thing in the world, and there was almost a flying boot coming from Jordan as well. Pass Sinclair from Murphy, but cut off by Iliadis, and she's happy to concede it over the sidelines again inside their attacking half in the 28th minute. Good contest so far. Sinclair playing on Jordan at the moment. Murphy, floating ball. Stringfellow can't control it. They've been told to reorganise, the Spring Hill girls. Here's Markowski with the header from the throw from Grace Garron. Has been good so far. Markowski's there again as Dakic was loitering a little bit. Has to go back now to Ibrahim. Had Markowski putting some pressure on her, and she puts it over the sideline for another look inside the attacking half for Bulleen. Throw backwards now to Rakic. Rakic has no one on offer in front of her and had to defend to the goalkeeper outside the 18-yard area to Lost. Renahan's been good. So is Grace Garron. Grace Garron under pressure turns her opponent, Dashkalovska, inside out. And then it's taken by Bomford, who had it back to the goal. So she goes back to Kane. Controls it nicely, Sarah Kane. Out to Rakic. Now to the goalkeeper, DeLost. Sinclair's there to keep them honest. Pass sideways to Renahan. Renahan goes halfway. Controlled by Jordan. Good little ball. Running down the right-hand side now is Grace Garron. Grace Garron, though, wants to get inside. Does well to shove off Murphy. Looking for a way through. Passes now to Kane, who kept running to Soler. Back to Kane. Kane looking for Markowski. Doesn't get to a good defence again, but they didn't clear it enough. Soler, another shot. In the road, though, Lavno. She knocks it away, deflects to Bomford of the Lions. Has to go out to Jordan. Kicks again into Lavno. Jordan lobbing ball. Markowski trying to work her opponent underneath it, but eventually goes over the byline. And the defence pretty good. Spring Hills are under the pump, but they're surviving, and the goalkeeping of Ibrahim of a very high standard. 30 minutes played, Senol NPLW for season 2026. Spring Hills against the top team, FC Bulleen Lions. Based at the Veneto Club in Bulleen. Burundara also has their home ground there. Headed down. Good play by Solaire. Through ball by Kane. Trying to backheel at Markowski. But Darkic beats it to the pump on this occasion. Turnover by Kane again. Kane tries to shoot, but in the road. That magnificent body of Labno puts it away over the sideline. She's a magnificent player, Aubrey Labno. One of the best players on the park again so far tonight. And it's going to be a Bulleen ball once more at the school end. They just can't finish off their great work in that final third at the moment. Knocked down by Iliadis. Jordan. Defence again, pretty good by Spring Hills. They get back inside the 18-yard area. Stringfellow there, but had it hooked away by Grace Gower. Now Stringfellow's got it, but there's no one else bar her in a position to be able to set something up. And it's going to be a Bulleen ball. They go backwards. Majcic. Renahan controlling it inside their defensive half. Charging run by Catherine Renahan. Goes wide now to one of the Americans. Many Americans playing in this comp. A couple in this Bulleen side tonight. Grace Garon, one of them. Back now to Renahan. Now to Majcic. Majcic just jumps over Sinclair, but the turnover is magnificent by Dakic. Sinclair has a couple to beat. Iliadis there for company now. Cuts her way through. Tries to beat one. Has to go backwards now. They look to set something up through Liberto. Down the right-hand side. But the turnover's there once more. Rakic playing very, very well for the Bulleen Lions. So is Solaire. Getting back to help out. Goes in short once more. Iliadis on the ball. Scored 4 times this year. Now Markowski with Dakic for company. Works her way through brilliantly. Charging down the right-hand side. Grace Garon looking for her teammate Jordan, but getting in the road to make sure that the danger is stopped for the time being is Labno. Liking the game of another American, Grace Garon. She's been terrific. Little ball now to Bomford. Back to Grace Garon. Markowski arrives just outside the 18-yard area. Pass now to Bomford. Trying to work her way through. Murphy's forced her wide. She's on goal side. Murphy has support there from Deshkalova. Under pressure again is Bomford, but Murphy does well right on the byline. Kept alive by Bomford. And then eventually the defence had to work hard, but well done by Bulleen to ensure it got deep and right on the edge of the byline. And they win possession again. Grace Garon goes back now to Renahan. Back to Grace Garon. She has a player in Majcic inside the attacking half. All the field players inside the attacking half for Bulleen. Inside ball now. Bomford trying to control it. Put down by the opposite number 7, Toban. And Bomford will get the free kick for Bulleen Lions about 8 to 10 metres out from the 18-yard area. So obviously not a penalty, just a free kick. And then there's a small wall. They've got their backs to the ball at the moment, and they're facing the goal mouth. Now they turn around. Aubrey Labno told to get away from that wall right in front of Bomford, who's a proven goal scorer. Iliadis was on the move for her. She'll try and get it over that 3-person wall. She does. The header by Labno, though, stymies the danger once more. But they concede a corner kick to Bulleen Lions, Spring Hills. But Labno having a sensational game down back once more. Having a brilliant year. As I said a bit earlier, a lot of the teams have targeted Americans this year, and she's one of them. And has been magnificent for her side. Margot Clark was great early as well until she did her knee. And I might have wrecked my binoculars. But anyway, just knocked them off the edge. We'll see how they are in a minute. Oh, I'm very clumsy. Anyway, we'll get a good look at them later. Here's a deep ball for the Bulleen Lions. Ibrahim couldn't get it, but the defence clears it. Back in the 18-yard area and goes over the sideline. And they were very lucky there. They hung on. Again, the defence had a lot of work to do. Thank you to the gentlemen for bringing the binoculars back. I need not worry about them too much, though. 35 minutes played. And again, their defence under the pump, but Ibrahim doing a pretty good job. A lot of players were clustered around that ball then from that corner kick. Lobs a little one to Labno, stationed on the 18-yard area. Now to Darkic down the right-hand side. Turnover again, though. Good play by Solaire. And I think that might be offside, though. First offside call for the night. Gee, they're doing well. They're cutting everything off, the Bulleen FC Lions. They just can't finish. It's very hard for Spring Hills to get through. On a few occasions they have, but not often. So Ibrahim with the ball, and we are 36 minutes into the first half. Little pass now to Darkic. Heads down the right-hand side. Again, a great header by Rakic. Back inside the attacking half of the Lions. And then a great play by Kane to push a couple of opponents off and get it to Solaire. Back to Kane. Through ball now. Jordan can't get there. And in the end, she has to hurdle over Ibrahim, who's been magnificent, as she comes across her path and saves again. Down the right-hand side to Murphy, or left-hand side, I should say, for Spring Hills, and then had to get away from Jordan. Passes back now to Labno, back to Murphy, missed by Toban, through ball by Iliadis. Markowski can't get there, and Ibrahim will tidy it up at the back. They're looking dangerous, but they're just not scoring at the moment, FC Bulleen Lions. 37 minutes played, it's 0-0. High ball to halfway. Good header by Jordan. Labno will nod it away again. Getting high Murphy. Got it down to a teammate, Grace Garon. And then Labno is goal side to support her goalkeeper, Ibrahim. They've been brilliant for their team so far, Spring Hills. Made some great saves so far, Ibrahim. As again, Markowski playing a bit of cat and mouse. Gets close to her and she picks the ball up inside the 18-yard area. She'll kick it long to mid-pitch. The header from Toban goes the wrong way, though, for Spring Hills. Iliadis, a little ball to Kane, was deft. Now to Solaire. Back to Iliadis. Iliadis in the direction of Solaire. Solaire a through ball, but Jordan is caught napping and it's over the sideline. Goal kick once more. Jordan was wide. Good play by Murphy to make sure that she was goal side. And we're in the 38th minute. Here's Labno down the right-hand side. The attempted skimmer from Grace Garon, no good. Stringfellow, though, kicks into body. She had an opponent right with her. Myacic, who does very, very well on a couple of occasions, just as Deskaloska was pouncing. And I think the ball had gone out. She's been very good, Myacic. Had a lot of experience at W League level and controlling the defence well with Renahan and co. Murphy again just doesn't know where to go because most players are manned for Spring Hills. Sinclair, why not? Back to Murphy. And then I think Jordan might have had last touch. No, she didn't. Murphy had last touch. And Lions win possession. Grace Garon, the throw to Myacic, who had Sinclair right with her. Goes back now to DeLost. And then to Renahan. Sinclair still there. So DeLost receives once more. Wide again to Myacic. Myacic is through ball, a very good one. Finds her teammate Solaire. Solaire loves to dribble and play the ball in front of her. Through ball again. No, knocked off by Murphy. Getting back Stringfellow. Her pass doesn't stick either. And it'll go over the sideline and taken by Grace Garon. We're in the 40th minute. Good pass. Iliadis has some space now. Can she set something up? Opponents approach her now. Iliadis goes inside, finds Bomford, finds Kane, and now Solaire outside the 18-yard area. Back to Sarah Kane. Opponents around her though. One Toban. Good ball to Bomford. Right with a Labno. Through ball Iliadis. Markowski! Just over the top. Opportunity was there. They got through the defenders and Markowski was on her own on the left. But just had a bit too much on it. And it was off target. But again, beautiful work to find a way through by the Bulleen Lions in the 40th minute. Senol NPLW, round 12. Good contest this, and I think Spring Hills are just hanging on here with Bulleen having a lot of opportunities, not putting one in the net though yet. Here's Murphy at ground level. Markowski stolen off Murphy by Jordan. Went for a through ball to Iliadis, but away to it was Dakic of Spring Hills. Goes out to the right-hand side. Again, good play. Rakic to win it back for Bulleen. They've won a lot of the contests today. One-on-one contests, and eventually the last touch was Bulleen on that far side where the coaches' dugouts are. Caitlin Friend, very young in her coaching career, her third year at Bulleen. Played in England for a while, played with junior Australian teams. Down that right-hand side, turnover once more. Here's Solaire's been pretty productive so far for the Lions. Kane, Renahan has got a backward pass and looks to drive away through inside the attacking half. She'll look to go long as she can. She goes wide now to Jordan. She might be met here by Murphy. Has to try and work her way through the maze. Jordan stops and props, finds Bomb for the top of the 18-yard area. Couldn't control it. Darkage is there, foots it away, but only as far as Garon gets it on the half volley. Grace Garon does well, but Sinclair's there. Through ball, a good one. Has her teammate, Dashkaloska, doing a good job. Goes back to Sinclair. Good move this from Spring Hills, but she's deemed to be offside. Unlucky for Sinclair. Good running by Dashkaloska. And it's over the sideline. No, it's a free kick. Obviously for the offside. Get it right eventually. Here's Renahan. Goes back now to DeLost. DeLost, good ball. Myerchick with the socks down. It almost missed it. It was overcooked a little bit, but she was good enough to run onto it as her opponents were sitting deep. And now receiving it is Solaire. Solaire's been good through ball again. Oh, Murphy made a meal of that. Or did she do that deliberately? The back heel to Labno. We'll say she did that deliberately. Turnover, though, by Kane of the Lions. And there's Eliadis. She's beaten on this occasion by Toban, providing plenty in the midfield, but needs more support. Solaire nearly got proper control. Couldn't. Eliadis wins it back. The pass is not sticking for Spring Hills at the moment. Solaire back to Iliadis down the left-hand side. Markowski beaten by Darkic, who foots the right foot with the ball over the sideline, if that makes any sense. We're in the 43rd minute. Wouldn't think there'd be a lot of extra time. I suppose Labno went down, didn't she? There might be a minute or two, and once more as they throw the ball inside their attacking half. It's stymied by the Spring Hills defence. They've had a lot of work to do. Ibrahim's made some great saves. There was two in a passage of play where they worked it beautifully, and then Markowski had a chance, but it was off target. They've only had one gilt-edged opportunity, Spring Hills, as again Kane pushes the ball through. Wide to Bomford. Was she on side? I don't think she was. The call was not seen because the Lions person was on the far side as they were trying to work their way through Bomford, Bulleen. And again, Spring Hills will be delighted with a 0-0 scoreline at half-time, and it's almost with us here at Springside Reserve. Lovely to be here again. Tom Markowski and the team always look after me, and our cameraman Magnus, he and I have got a terrific rapport going. Gee, Renahan was under pressure then, and she had to work hard to get the ball back to DeLost as they got the ball deep inside their attacking half for one of the very rare opportunities for Spring Hills in this match so far. Sinclair, Stringfellow, good play by Rakic, arriving Iliadis, gets it wide again, through ball looking for Markowski. She's got two opponents on her, and Darkic will beat her to the punch on this occasion. Has to go back inside and does. Tarante Crook down that right-hand side. She'll look to skim it with a low ball, but only as far as Renahan, who chops it off. In short to Myerchick. Myerchick has got a player on her own as she switches from one side to the other. This is Grace Garon towards Jordan now. Jordan under pressure, arriving to take the ball off her as Murphy for Spring Hills. Did it exquisitely and got it back to Lavno, who'll control things again. To Ibrahim. Back now in the direction of Murphy, who traps it and controls it and finds Lavno. Markowski with her. Lavno's kick was run down by Markowski. Turnover by Kane. The Bulleen Lions, there's been a lot of turnovers. They're attacking again through Iliadis and Jordan and Bomford. Little ball now towards Solaire. She couldn't control it. Darkic will win it in a good contest at ground level. Then she gets it wide again. Toronto Crook down the right-hand side. Charging hard now, looking to set something up. But coming across her path, doing brilliantly, was Majcic, who's been one of the best players out there. Kane it was, I should say. Majcic just standing a bit further back inside the 18-yard area. Great two-way runner, Sarah Kane, as the skipper getting back and also providing an option up forward. But they haven't put it in the back of the net. There's a player put down. No doubt put down. There was an obvious pull at the shirt there, and there will be a yellow card as well. That's probably as deliberate as we've seen throughout the season. The player was restricted in her moves forward, and it was obvious that the shirt was tugged at, and tugged at fairly aggressively. So spot kick coming from the left-hand corner. Liverdo goes deep now to get to the left post. Curling ball, headed away, just across the face. Another corner kick for Spring Hills. Toronto Crook is going to take it, I think. Not much left in this first half. They're getting a couple of opportunities, Spring Hills. And Bulleen to be devastated, deflated if they give one away, considering how much ball they've had in their territory and possession too. This is a deepish ball, a little bit too deep as it rolls over the top of the crossbar. And that's half-time. The last play of the first half, and it was a good half of football. We had nearly 2 minutes of extra time. Some great saves by Gemma Ibrahim when it looked like Bulleen were going to score. As I said, Spring Hills had one real chance when Alex Sinclair put a nice cross in, and the goalkeeper DeLost was a little bit lost, but luckily her defenders got back right on the edge of the goal mouth and cleared. But other than that, Bulleen have dominated, just haven't finished off their good work, and Aubrey Labno has been magnificent down back with Jenna Ibrahim, the goalkeeper, who saved the day for Spring Hills, while the defenders have been very, very good for the Bulleen Lions whenever the ball has got inside the attacking half, which hasn't been often for Spring Hills, and the defenders have been very high and just cut everything off, led by Renahan, supported by Majcic, and also Rakic as well, and Grace Garon, part of the defensive unit for Bulleen Lions. On top of the table at the moment, but it's 0-0 here at half-time. There's Senol NPLW competition, round 12 for season 2026. We'll be back with the second half shortly. Yeah, it's big. It's the old man's case.
That's right. You told me that.
Yeah, no, they look all right. I don't think they are.
Oh no, are you serious?
Just have a look and show them. Yeah, well, completely blurry, yeah. I can't see a thing.
Oh, I can't make out anything.
Another one. Not there? Get past it.
Oh, sure. They're all blurry.
They're very blurry, aren't they?
Oh, that'd be a real shame.
Yeah, I think I busted them.
Yeah.
What an idiot I am. I can't see a thing.
Yeah. You can't make it out.
So that means that
They could probably get them repaired. Because I said the lenses are hard cracked on them. They're just, not lined up right.
show my other ones. See if they open tomorrow morning.
Let's know where they are.
Yeah.
I left them under the TV in the club room. That's where I lost my founders.
What have you done?
I just planted this little thing. I just fiddle with it.
That might have just got stuck.
Yeah, or like bumped in the floor or something.
Well, I can only see. Well, I'll tell you what I can see.
Yeah.
I can actually see a little bit. I'll go down again. I'll try them again. You don't mind, Megan?
Yeah, no stress.
Yeah, I just want to try and get them right. Thanks, mate. When you work with someone who understands.
It's an awkward ladder.
Oh, no, I'm good. My old work wouldn't have always been terrible.
No stress. Right up and
Yeah, I will. Here it is, mate. Thanks very much. Good man.
how's that? A little better?
Yeah, better. Yeah, a little bit.
If you close one eye, I think it's just the left side is blurry.
So if I close my left eye.
Yeah, like.
It's still a bit blurry. It's a bit better. Keep pushing me back. I'm sorry if I'm sorry. Welcome back to Springside. The girls are cold. We're all cold. And we're getting ready for the second half. It was a good effort by Spring Hills in the first half, despite the fact that the FC Bulleen Lions equal top, but on top due to their better goal difference than both Box Hill Pythagoras and Burundara Eagles. They should be in front. They're not in front. Gemma Ibrahim, the goalkeeper of the Spring Hill side, has made some magnificent saves. Aubrey Labno has been magnificent as well down back. And they've certainly had the better of the first half, though, Bulleen. Changes will be made. It often is for the second half, certainly for Spring Hills anyway. Aradonda, a key member of this side, right in front of us here on the wing. Solaire as well in the red boots. So we get ready. And they're underway straight away through Iliadis. Good pass to Solaire. Solaire looking for a way through as defenders backtrack. Finds Kane, who's gone for the long sleeves at half-time. Good idea, Sarah. And then booted away, though, by Lavno. Sinclair's there, but there's no one else to provide support. Majcic gets back for the Bulleen Lions. And they can slow things down through Rakic and Kane. And then out wide again to Grace Garron down the right-hand side. But once more the defenders do well for Spring Hills. Iliadis is pushing and shoving, and it's pushed over the sideline again by the defence of Spring Hills. And it's won by Bulleen to go back into attack again. Playing against Sam in the words of Humphrey Bogart. Thrown back in, looking for Markovsky. They've done a pretty good job on so far, Spring Hills. Obviously, the old man Tom, who coaches Spring Hills, knows his daughter well. Long high ball to the teeth of goal, and a good mark completed by Ibrahim again, who's had a magnificent night as goalkeeper for Spring Hills. Miss kicks that one in the middle of the pitch. Headed away again by Majcic. Kane at ground level, battling hard with Stringfellow and then Toban. Iliadis lends Kane support, but the ref has said it's a free kick going the way of Spring Hills. Just as it looked like they were ready to pounce. So Darkic with the ball. Or Dakic, I've got to keep getting that right. Tom told me it was Dakic, not Darkic. Headed away though, good defence by Renahan on the edge of the 18-yard area. Good ball down the right-hand side, looking to try and set something up is the Bulleen Lions, but they have to go back. Darkic to Ibrahim to try and set something up forward. Heading ball, taken in the middle of the park again. Good play by Grace Garron. Here's Markovsky on her own now. It's her and the goalkeeper. Gets it past her and puts it in the left-hand side of the net. It was always going to happen, and Markovsky does it again. 16 goals this season in 9 games. What a performance. They eventually got their way through. She stayed onside, and the passes have generally stuck, but they just haven't been able to finish it off until then. Early in the second half, they get the goal, Bulleen, and they lead a very gallant Spring Hills 1-0. We're in the 48th minute. She's a marauding giant, Maya Markovsky, when she gets going. You cannot stop her. 6'2", magnificent player. Through ball by Tobin. Stopped at the back again. Well played by Rakic. A lot of the girls have decided from Bulleen to take the short sleeves off and put the long sleeves on. Bought a brand new coat during the week and it's keeping me warm, but not my hands warm. I hope Magnus is okay too. Working hard as Bomford to Kane. That pass was knocked down. Good play by Spring Hills. Stringfellow's there. She can't control it. She's kept with the short sleeves on, Izzy. Good news too, Izzy. Yours and mine, and the assistant coach's Bulldogs are in front at half-time in the AFL. But anyway, you've got bigger fish to fry in this second half to try and get your team back into it. Through ball came from Majcic, but it was cut off at halfway by Tarante Crook, who does very well to keep the ball off her opponent. And it goes down the right-hand side, and it'll eventually be over the sideline. And their opponent is Rakic. Got a big body there. He did very, very well. The slighter figure of Jacinta Tarante Crook. And once more, it's a goal kick for DeLost, who hasn't had a lot of work to do today. The pass is short to Majcic. Majcic on the left. Claudia Majcic down the left-hand side. Darkic and also Markovsky, or Dakic and Markovsky, and they both work hard, and in the end Markovsky might have been held on to, I reckon, by Dakic around the waist, and she thinks she was, Maya, but the ball will go the way of Tarante Crook as it went over the sideline off Markovsky. Taken, a floating ball will be over the sideline from Dakic, who received from Tarante Crook, and Rakic will take the ball. White boots with red shoelaces. Great little ball by Soler, but slightly lazy and pouncing onto it now. Through ball came from Dashkalovska. She has to go back. Grace Garron, and does now to DeLost, long ball, headed down on the second attempt and then trapped by Iliadis. Looking for Markowski to grab it. She does now. Through ball to Iliadis down the left-hand side. Opportunity here to set something up. Livertho's with her, but her shot on the left is taken comfortably on the vacuum. Standing there on the left-hand goalpost was Ibrahim, who despite that one goal, you weren't going to stop Markowski there. Labno receives, goes to halfway, bobbles around to Sinclair. Sinclair goes for a through ball, but getting back on the defensive side. Nice little touch from Rakic to the goalkeeper, DeLost. In the middle of the park now, Bomford, Kane. Kane does well on the left to push it out now to Rakic. Rakic looking for a through ball. She finds Soler, who's onside. Dakic is with her. Soler and Dakic, but well done Dakic to get goal side. Ibrahim loses control of it. The defenders get back. Tarante Crook runs onto it now. She tries to find a pass, but it can't be trapped cleanly by Arredonda. And it's over the sideline. Here's Iliadis. Off Rakic. Soler, back to Rakic. Two opponents with her. She's right on the sideline. Iliadis again, who's a good player. Nearly hits the referee. Slipping over Markowski. Labno with a left foot kick just gets it out of there. She so often does, Aubrey Labno. Taken at the back by Majic, who's been great for Bulleen to lead 1-0. Through ball in the direction of Bomford. Bomford runs into a teammate, though, in Grace Garon. And then Kane runs down the attempted effort from Toban for Spring Hills. Soler wins it. Keeping going is Kane. Out wide now to Iliadis. And she's offside on the left-hand side. She had to try and work her way through a couple of opponents who'd worked her on the outside and they were on the inside, protecting the goal. We're talking of Dakic and also Tarante Cook. Bulleen leads 1-0. They beat Spring Hills on both occasions last year. A great run. 6 in a row between rounds 3 and 8. Dakic. What's going on here? The whistle's blowing a few times. The linesperson's still got the flag up. Told to go now. Linesperson had the flag up for a long time. Dakic, a high ball. Kane does well to get involved and half volley it away from Bomford to Iliadis. Down the right-hand side. Can't quite get there, though. The Lions, and it's put over the sideline again by the defence of Spring Hills, who are under immense pressure. Bulleen just can't quite put it on the board, bar one goal through Markowski in this half. Ibrahim has saved the day regularly in that first half. And we are 54 minutes into the game. Bulleen leading 1-0. Markowski again down the right-hand side. Not to be a fly on the wall in the Markowski's car on the way home, even on the way here. Great man, Tom. Mayo had a year at Spring Hills last year. Played at Canberra United and also Melbourne Victory in the W League. A lot of these girls have playing for Bulleen, and they've got a few more to come when the W League season ends. Spring Hills have got a few on the hook as well. Most clubs will. Avondale, I know, have been shopping hard. They're in the middle of the pack at the moment in this competition as we approach halfway. Labno, high ball. That was nearly missed by Majic at the back. Stringfellow was there. She made an absolute meal of that in the end. Hooks it over her head and saves the day. Soler does well to tap it back now to Rakic. Majic. Kane. Stringfellow did well to put her under some pressure, but she lost her balance. Down the right-hand side to Grace Garon. Through ball now. Can it be set up by Bulleen? The defenders, though, get on goal side for Spring Hills to make it tough. Soler receives at the top of the 18-yard area, trying to work her way through. Defenders are there, beats Labno, top of the 10-yard area. There's Bomford, she can't quite get there. And it's cleared away once more. Well played by the Spring Hills defence, but once more, every time they look like they're going to set something up, the Bulleen Lions are able to control it. Kane was involved on a couple of occasions. Cross ball, Markowski hooks it over her head, but off balance. There's Kane again, doing well. Rolls it to her advantage on 2 occasions. 2 opponents on her. Pushed away by Solaire. Back to Kane, and now to Rakic, where they can reload. Rakic to Iliadis. Has Stringfellow right on her. Out to Kane, going wide. Here's Rakic again, looking to hook it in. Great stop, Ibrahim. No, she loses it. And then Bomford nearly puts it in, but the defenders, led by Lavno. Lavno just got her foot on that. Magnificent play to stop that. Because, again, Ibrahim couldn't control it. And Bomford was nearly there to put it away. Gee, if it wasn't for Lavno and to a lesser extent Ibrahim, Bulleen would be 5 or 6 up here. It's 1-0 at the moment, minimising the damage, but they just keep controlling the ball. Bulleen inside the attacking half again. Kane, Solaire, cutting in, cutting out. With her is Tarante Crook. Goes towards the goal, but it was always off target. And Ibrahim dives and saves it comfortably. Just past the left-hand goal post. 1-0. We're in the 57th minute. Long ball by Ibrahim off the side of the boot. And it will go out. It's kept alive by Rakic. She should let it go out, I think. Arredonda takes it. Sets it up nicely. Through ball comes from Dashalowska. Down the right-hand side now. Better move this one for Spring Hill. Stringfellow. But really nothing on that. And stopped right on the edge of the byline by the goalkeeper, DeLost of the Lions. And they lead 1-0. Goal to Markowski early in this half in the 48th minute. We've played nearly 57. Passes out wide to Renahan. Renahan working hard down the right-hand side. Charges her way through it and has it turned over. Good play by Spring Hill. Playing with a lot more intent now. But still their passes not sticking like they were hoping they would. They had a very poor first half. And they're under the pump here. Down 1-0. Couple of headers. Another nodder by Renahan backwards. High ball. Here's a chance for Stringfellow. Coming the other way, Majcic heads that one away and staves off the danger. Pass back by Iliadis. Majcic. Iliadis again. Oh, kicks into the body of her opponent, Arredonda. Arredonda, though, kicks straight to Majcic. Then a shot by Stringfellow, but didn't have enough on it. And it was taken comfortably in the goal mouth by DeLost. Rare errors by Bulleen. Kicking into bodies of the opposition, but they still have a 1-0 lead as Rakic receives from DeLost and heads down the left-hand side. Defenders backtracking. She tried to get it wide to Solaire. Well done with a pickpocket by Tarante Crook, and then Dashalowska comes at the goalkeeper DeLost, but DeLost gets a boot in the road. Parry and thrust at the moment. Majcic, Bomford, good play to beat Solaire was Dakic, put it over the sideline, again getting goal side. It's 1-0. Pace picking up here. Part of the Senol NPLW competition. Great to be here. Good voice out there from both sides. Sarah Kane controlling everything as the captain. Rakic tried to find Solaire. Better defending in this half from the Spring Hill girls, getting involved with their passes in defence and intercepting a few more. But that's over the byline from the Bulleen team. A bit errant there as Dakic receives from Ibrahim. Here's Stringfellow, who's very, very quick, but getting on the defensive side as Majcic. Stringfellow keeping her honest. She now gets inside Stringfellow but can't get the ball. Majcic tries to find her teammate who I reckon was out. She was out then, Rakic, but the ref let it go. Here's Kane. She goes wide now. Taken by Grace Garon, who was very good in the first half. Gone in the long sleeves. Kane gets it back. Majcic has been very good controlling things. Renahan, another one, has played well for Bulleen. Pass wide again, Kane. Trying to find Grace Garon. Controls the ball to her own advantage, Kane. Back now to Renahan, down the right-hand side. Bomford under pressure, beaten by a couple. May have been stunned as well. She's in a little bit of pain. But once more, Spring Hills just can't keep it together, and Iliadis gets back. Through ball again. Opportunity, Solaire. controls it nicely. Gets support now, Markovsky. Markovsky under pressure. Corratino was the one that got that ball out to Markovsky. She's come on in this half and gets it up to the edge of the 18-yard area, but footed away again by the defence. Tarante Crook on a couple of occasions. Arriving Arredonda. Arredonda now gets it towards halfway, but again chopped off once more by the defence, which has done a magnificent job all night. Majicic, Renahan. Bomford has to go back. Renahan. Spring Hills have got their defenders deep. Kane having an awesome game, Sarah Kane. Back now to Majicic. Lobs the ball forward again, trying to get a skimming head on that was Bomford. Working hard to set something up, Cordolino. She couldn't quite get a decent boot on that. Comes out to Rakic, cleared though by Spring Hills. Good defence, but she couldn't control it. Arredonda back at the bootlaces of Aliadis for Bulleen. And now Soler, now Kane working her way through. Nothing on the end of that. And saved easily by Ibrahim as Bulleen hold on to a 1-0 lead on the 62nd minute. Long ball by Ibrahim. Holds up a little bit. Kane there. Stringfellow in front of her. Hooks around the body. Straight though to Rakic of the Lions. Now to Bomford. Industrious in midfield. She was looking for Iliadis, who got out the back onside, but stopped by Dakic. But taken by Kane again. They just have their players high, Bulleen, and they're diffusing all the moves by Spring Hills trying to go forward. Renahan from Majicic. Wide again. Down the left-hand side for the Lions. Working their way through Dakic. Good through ball in the direction of Arredonda. He's trying to get on goal side. She wants some support from Dashilovska, and then two players crash into each other. Arredonda being one, Rakic being the other. And it will be a free kick for Spring Hills. It's been a bit of a rough tumble affair this today. Binoculars and books flying everywhere, but out on the park, we've had players crashing into each other, clamouring into each other, and a free kick for Spring Hills as Bulleen have to get themselves back in a good position defensively in between the 18-yard and 10-yard areas. We're in the 63rd minute. Bulleen have been pretty good tonight, but just haven't quite finished it off in front of goal. Ibrahim made some great saves in the first half. Labno's been there to save the day when Ibrahim's been beaten on the last line. She also received a falcon as well, but she got up so quickly. I thought she was in diabolical trouble in that right eye of hers, but she just brushed it off and kept going. They must breed them tough in Arizona. It's underneath the scoreboard. We're in the 64th minute. And they need a goal here, Spring Hills, to make it 1-1. Left foot ball deep. Good header away by the defence of the Lions. Kane, deft little ball down towards Grace Garon, but there's no one there for Bulleen. It's all Spring Hills. They get their numbers back. Long ball, Tarante Crook, but in the road again. Renahan. Working hard, Cordolino, who came on at half-time. Again, the defence good once more from Spring Hills. It's had to be okay. Labno. And she receives a couple of times, combining with Dakic. Missed by Cordolino. Going down the outer side once more. And I think it was Spring Hills' ball, or is it Bulleen's ball? There's always a lot of hands going up saying it's my ball. No, it's your ball. No, it's my ball. You know what I mean. Renahan goes towards the centre-back in Majicic, who has a good run, finds Soler. She's got someone down on the left-hand side if she can get it to her. She's got an opportunity here if she can find her way. But well done by Tarante Crook to get in the road and make it tough for Annabelle Yates, who came on early in this half. One of the youngsters in this Bulleen team. She was the one they were looking for there, but it was good defence to stop it. Now Soler wins it again. Here's Markovsky. She's got Ibrahim to beat. She beat her, but she missed to the left-hand side. Ibrahim was right out of though. It could have been very dangerous for Gemma to get right on the face of the marauding 6'2" Maya McCoskey, who did very, very well there to just burst her way through traffic. Labno down the left-hand side. Hooked on again by Spring Hills. Renahan gets back. But it's tidied up at the back by DeLost in the end. Miocic, Kane, working her way through. Players looking to push forward. Surrendre Crook misses it. Here's Soler. Here's Ibrahim. Soler couldn't get it past her. Ibrahim, magnificent. Got in front of her. Lost it, got it on the second time, and I thought Soler had got it past her originally. I think Nia Soler thought she had as well. What a save by Ibrahim. Should have been 2-0, it's not. Dakic receives. Just roosts it long, but aimlessly down that right-hand side in front of our commentary position. And it is controlled once more by DeLost. Nothing on the end of that. Gee, Jimmy Ibrahim, what a night she's had. She's conceded 1, but she saved about 6. Here's Renahan. Charging through the middle of the park. They've been allowed to do that a bit too easily. Markowski back to Renahan. She just charges her way through. Finds Markowski. Has to go back to go forward. Defence has been very, very good tonight. Grace Garon. Miocic. Inside ball to Kane. So constructive, Sarah Kane, the captain. No wide again. Renahan. Good ball, but Labno is very defensive, although Cordolino is like a whippet. She's very quick, but Labno gets there again with her strength. Gets it out of harm's way momentarily. Markowski turns it over. Renahan does as well. They've done that all night. Markowski slides the ball in, but there's Labno who says, I've had enough of this. I'm going to put it over the sideline halfway. She's had a great game, Aubrey Labno. So has Ibrahim for the Spring Hills team, but they've been under so much pressure because they've turned it over so often, Spring Hills, allowing the Bulleen side to attack hard, play the ball well between themselves. Kane's been very good. Renahan reliable in defence. Miocic. They're going to make a couple of changes in a minute, I think. Spring Hills. They've made a couple already, but probably looking to make a couple more. Caitlin Friend, the coach, having a chat with Maya Markowski. One of the players gets some treatment at the back. Is it Aubrey Labno? Maybe it has a bit to do with the duress she received in that eye from the Falcon early in the match. So just a little bit of a break at the moment, and players are running on and off the pitch just to have a little bit of water, get a bit of sustenance into them. And it remains at 1-0. And we are in the 69th minute. So a good contest. And it's 1-0, and they've got some work to do, Spring Hills. They just need to find a way through. It's easier said than done with the way that Bulleen have been organised tonight. Very strong side, a lot of depth. And you hear Tom Markowski telling his players to get back. Markowski works hard to get a little boot on that. Combining with Bomford, she gets it back again. She'll go towards the goalkeeper, Ibrahim, who's there once more, though, on the right-hand side. It was low and flat, but Ibrahim is able to cover it comfortably, as she has throughout most of the night. Yates will turn it over again, though, right on halfway for the Bulleen team. Back to Miocic. Back now to Annabelle Yates. Through ball is excellent. Just Soler again, who's dangerous every time she gets near it. Nice little ball to Iliadis. Iliadis will go long, but stopped by Ibrahim. Markowski's got it again as she back heels it back. And she was offside, Markowski. She went long and low then. Iliadis, well stopped again, parried forward by Ibrahim, who continues to impress in goals as her team now is down 1-0 in the 70th minute in the Senol NPLW competition for season 2026. Change being made. And Gillies coming on, who normally starts, and she'll go back into defence. Long ball. Missed again by Toban, but she tries to win it at ground level. Has to go back to go forward. Taranto Crook's been okay tonight for Spring Hills. Controlled again by Kane on the outer side. They get possession, Spring Hills, but only momentarily. This has been the issue. They've been overwhelmed generally when the ball's been in dispute. They try and get it out of their defensive half, but put it over the sideline, and Bulleen win possession again. So it's about 75-25 percentage-wise in regard to possession tonight, favouring the Bulleen Lions, and Markovski scored in the 48th minute. Throws a long one to Bomford, who pushes their opponent off, but the pass is diffused by Dakic, and in the end, Bomford goes after her to try and make up for the error she made. Dakic on halfway, good ball. Sinclair couldn't control it. She's been well held tonight. Slips down now towards Arredonda. Arredonda works her way through, beats one, looking to try and get past a second card. In the end, the defence was good enough to turn it over once more. Well played by Kane. Kane has a teammate out wide again. Cordolino is very, very quick. She's looking to come inside, has an opponent right with her, bearing down. Cordolino gets past a couple and then still has control of the ball. Looking to get it at the top of the 18-yard area. Iliadis is beaten for it by Stringfellow, who clears it once more out of play. We're in the 72nd minute. Bulleen lead 1-0. Have control of it once more again. Ranahan a through ball, cleared at the back. Iliadis, clever little ball. Bomford. Majicic. Going deep. Here's a chance now for Yates. She skims off ahead and then she gets pushed, and I reckon she nearly gets a free kick there. It's going to be Spring Hill's ball, but I think Annabelle Yates was harshly dealt with there. Arredonda was one of the players involved in that exchange, and Gillies being the other. There's going to be a yellow card here because she pushed it away. She's apologised. Fair enough. I think she should have nearly got a free kick. High ball. Trying to head it down. Well done, Majicic. Well done, Yates. Well done, Markovski, getting a little ball towards Iliadis. But that wasn't a great pass by Iliadis. Indiscriminately just kicked it on and hoped someone was on the end of it. There wasn't. But it's, again, shoved over the sideline by the Spring Hills defence. You just have had to do that all night to avoid being opened up. You just get the impression Bulleen are about to do that, but just can't put it on the scoreboard. Here's Bomford, who does well to work her way through a couple, looking to work her way through a third. Opponents right around her. Markovski, the creative one, under some pressure, push wide, and in the end the defence do well to make sure it's over the sideline and they can set up once more. But it's been tough work tonight for Spring Hills to get it outside their defensive half. And even if they go down, which would be 5 consecutive losses, I think they'd take a 1-0 defeat to one of the best sides in the comp, who might rue the fact that they should have won by a lot more. And it's going to be Spring Hill's ball because the player was offside, and it'll be taken by Dakic again. Played a pretty good game on Markovski, despite the fact she scored a goal. Gets the halfway, Iliadis couldn't take it. And Majicic chests it away. Who had it last? It was also pushed over the sideline by Spring Hills. Majicic receives the throw from Yates. Goes back now to DeLost and Renihan. And Majicic sharing with Renihan again, two of the fine defenders tonight for this Bulleen side. Through ball. Then the header comes out from Toban, pouncing on it in mid-pitch as Soler has been very good. All their midfielders have been two-way runners tonight. Here's Majicic again. Markovski lopes after it now. She's caught on the outside of it. Gillies is with her. Looks to work her way through again. She's got magnificent ball skills, and it's put over the sideline by Gillies, who was right in the face of Maya Markovski, a former teammate at Spring Hills. And Yates again will have possession to throw it back in. Solidly built, Annabelle Yates, young player. Kane is there to take it if she needs to, wearing the captain's armband. The header by Gillies. Darkic there as well. Gillies once more, opposed to Markovski, and they have possession, as they have throughout most of the night. Bulleen well inside their attacking half. Here's Solaire. Looking to work her way through. Manages to get past a couple and a third and a fourth, but then the numbers overwhelm her at the back, Spring Hills, but there's nothing there as they get it out of their defensive area only momentarily, and Renahan is all on her own mid-pitch. Has to go back to go forward as Sinclair kept her honest to find the lost. And now Majcic bursting her way through past Arredondo, and she's put down at halfway. The ref is going to give a free kick. Well done by Stringfellow. I think that was a professional free kick because they had to get their numbers back in Spring Hills. And we're in the 76th minute. Shem NPL Women's Competition, round 12. Bulleen leading 1-0. Renahan. Majcic, a through ball. Yates gets a little boot on it. Kane pounces. She tried to push it past opponents, but Dakic was able to stop it. Then Majcic beats Sinclair. Kane is there again. Gets another pass on it. Cordolino couldn't take it cleanly from the boot of Bomford. And once more, Spring Hills just inside their attacking half. And they've only really gone to their final third on a few occasions tonight. They have control again. Their defence has really held firm. Stopped, as I say, Bulleen from opening up a big lead. It's 1-0 at the moment. Inside the last 15 minutes of the match tonight. Kane getting back all the time. Majcic has been very solid at centre back. The lost is there again. That pass almost too much for Majcic. Right with it was Arredondo of Spring Hills. Like the game of Yates since coming on. Very busy. Majcic and Iliadis. And Kane, almost the deepest field player out there. You'll find her in a minute in mid-pitch and even inside the attacking half. She's that fit as they try to get it down the right-hand side. Bulleen lost it, then regained it through Solaire. Long ball, Cordolino's quick. She's caught on the outside, but she might try and work her way in. Once more, it finds the byline. Or who had the last touch? I think maybe Spring Hills had the last touch, they did. So it's going to be a corner kick. Gee, she's quick, Cordolino. If she can just get inside, she's on the outside all the time, she can cause some damage. Another player that has come on in this second half as a sub for the Bulleen Lions. Yates also coming on. So they get their numbers all hovering around the 10-yard box. Bulleen, the big figure of Markowski is there. Iliadis is a very clever player. It's very short, the cross. Well done by Markowski. They're saying that it might have nearly been over the goal line, Bulleen. Markowski got a little bit of a header in it, maybe not enough, but the refs not having anything of that it was cleared fairly by Spring Hills. Or that there might have even been some handball. But anyway, it's not given. And Bulleen still lead 1-0 with a curling corner kick, which nearly had the desired result. It's been a bit like that for Bulleen all night, but they still lead. At this stage, they're going to get the 3 points. Majcic under some pressure from Stringfellow. They both fall over. Then Iliadis is there to help out. They've just had players there all the time, even if they've turned the ball over on rare occasions. Bulleen have had players to mop it up. Down the right-hand side against Solaire, Markowski, always an imposing figure. Pushed on again by Grace Garon. Now to Cordolino. Cordolino tucked in the corner, looking to come back, and she does. Sets it up brilliantly for Grace Garon. High ball, Bomford tracks it in the 18-yard area. Opponents around her. Was there some handball involved? The ref says no. Could have been a bit line ballish. Taken by Cordolino again, back to the 18-yard area. And Darky just says, I've got to do something about this, even if I can see the ball over the sideline, and she does. Iliadis receives it again from Yates. Goes wide to Annabelle Yates. Inside ball's a very good one to Solaire. Might try and shoot here, but she's off target. Too much on it for Cordolino to worry about. And again over the byline. We're nearly 80 minutes in. And it's Bulleen Lions FC 1, Spring Hills 0. It'll be their fourth goalless game. Second in a row for Spring Hills if they don't score in the last 10 minutes or so. So Ibrahim has it. Back into play. Dakic, Stringfellow, just keeps it going to Gillies, who's shoved off it in her endeavours to get control of it by Soler, who's been very good tonight. Here's Yates.
Just in front of Tiff. In front.
Gets it towards Iliadis. Tiffany Iliadis had two opponents on her and beats and brushed them off comfortably. But getting a little boot on that is Dakic, and then pushing it back to Barn. Nothing else she could do. She had her back to her own goals. Ibrahim. Dakic. Again, Yates in the road. Finds Kane again. Good ball. Cordolino with pace. Cordolino dribbles along inside the 18-yard area, but coming out to meet it once more. She's been terrific tonight, Ibrahim. As I say, without her and Lavno, her team gets thrashed. Headed on again by Sinclair. Another nodder from Dakic. In the middle of the pitch, but Majcic gets a decent boot on that one for the Lions. Here's Markowski. Tall figure on Tarrante Crook, and she works her way into the top of the 18-yard area, but Cordolino couldn't finish it off with the final touch. And well done again by Ibrahim to be there. Great touch by Markowski. Good effort by Cordolino to work her way into a dangerous location. But again, I've said it a lot tonight, they can't finish it off, Bulleen, even though they lead 1-0. The lead should be larger. They've just had complete control of this match. I think Caitlin Friend will be a bit disappointed with their inability to put more balls in the back of the net. But the 3 points looking pretty good at the moment as they keep it inside the attacking half again from the Ibrahim kick. And here's Cordolino running onto it on the outside, right-hand side. Endeavouring to find a way through, gets to the top of the 18-yard area. Well attacked by Gillies. Gets it away momentarily, but Kane is there. They just had their numbers high. They're like a wall, the Bulleen players. Kane was lazy this time. Stringfellow pinches her pocket, works her way down. Has a player running on the outside for her. This is Murakami who's just come on. Goes for a nice ball right across the face. Sinclair tried the header, had a bit too much on it. And it is out of play. Murakami's a good player to have come on as a sub. She scored a brace against Preston earlier in the year in a high-scoring game. Here's Renahan for the Lions. So they won 4-3. Markowski involved there as it's over the line, and Spring Hill's ball. Slightly defensive side for the home team, Spring Hills. Sinclair. Hooking ball came from Renahan, who's had a fine night tonight. Soler is there and just worked her way through opponents like they were statues. Back to Majcic. Some pressure from Stringfellow. And here's DeLost. Majcic. Soler. Gets around Arredonda. Little ball back now to Kane. Kane a through ball. Markowski. Getting her boot in that and to clear it. Tarrante Crook has been okay for Spring Hills. Tobin with a lobbing ball, but there easily to mop it up at the back is DeLost. And Kane put herself between Stringfellow and DeLost to provide more defensive protection. The captain who's been great tonight for the Lions. Majcic. And in the end, Stringfellow was a little bit uncomfortable. And she's then come to ground. It's been good again tonight, Bella Stringfellow. What she's very good at is, her ability to two-way run. And I think that's something that Spring Hills are looking to identify in the second half of the season in the transfer window period. A little bit more pace. Yeah, she doesn't look very good. Or is it just cramp? Well, when I say just cramp would hurt. I've got cramp in my left leg at the moment, and I'm just standing up. But I'm old, remember. These girls do a great job out there in these conditions. We're in the 86th minute, and it's 1 Bulleen Lions. It's 0 Spring Hills. And yeah, she's just testing herself at the moment. Stringfellow. So we'll get a couple of extra minutes on because of this, giving their team as much opportunity as possible. Spring Hills to maybe find that equaliser, which they need. Whether they deserve it is another question, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. If it's on the scoreboard, it's on the scoreboard. Looks like Rogers getting ready to come on, and Solaire's coming off after a really good night. Some constructive play in defence and in attack and in the midfield. So gives young Rosie Roger, who scored twice so far this year, an opportunity to come on and maybe add to the score. Rosie Roger. Great name, that. Double R. Majicic to Kane. And straight away, Rosie's in the action. And it's over the sideline. And Gillies will win it for Spring Hills. And it's hooked away by Majicic again. A couple of young players in Rosie Roger and Annabelle Yates. It's back inside the defensive half. Comes from Gillies. Headed down by Majicic. Kane is there. The kick was run down. Helping out Yates. Good header by Bomford. Arriving late now, Cordelino. She's been busy since coming on. Has to go back because it's all Spring Hills opponents in front of her. Renahan, been superb tonight. Another one of these withering runs. Stopped momentarily. Grace Garon. Kane. Markowski. Kane again. Back to Markowski. They play keepings off. Iliadis chips in. Little pass to Yates. In front of our commentary position. Back down to Majicic. Back to Yates. Working her way through. Well played by Bomford. Gets it to Kane. Through ball. Here's a chance. Magnificent work by Rosie Roger. Here's Cordelino. She comes in late. Goes back to Markowski, who shoots. And again misses by a long, long way. That was good defence by the Spring Hills players to really crowd Cordelino and stop her, who was a couple of metres closer and in a more central location inside the 18-yard penalty area from trying to score, and had to go back to Markowski. But she was a fair way out and she couldn't control it. So it's 1-0 and another sub occurring. I think De Silva's coming on for the Spring Hills team. She scored a goal earlier in the year and has started on a couple of occasions. Ibrahim back into play. Nice ball. Arriving late. Bomford headed away. Gillies missing the headed toe barn for Spring Hills. Iliadis still in the attacking half for Bulleen. Back now to Majicic, combining with Kane, working hard toe barn to try and win possession. Arredonda there for Spring Hills. Nice little ball comes through from Witt, who's just come on as well for the Spring Hills team. Resplendent in the red boots, one of the young girls, just 16 years old, getting her opportunity for Spring Hills last week and again tonight late in the game. Renahan had it turned over. Sinclair, bad pass, Kane there. Stringfellow shoves her off it. Approaching it was Roger. But Stringfellow got it back to Gillies, whose pass has no one on the end of it except the goalkeeper, DeLost. Nearly the 90th minute. There'll be a few minutes of extra time. And DeLost, again playing this cat and mouse game, had Arredonda virtually in her face there. DeLost throws it out wide. Here's Yates, who's been very good in this second half, as I mentioned a few times. Cuts away from Arredonda, who does very, very well to challenge her. And she got the last touch on it, Arredonda. Did very well then. I thought Yates had it covered. And Arredonda made her work for that. Back into play by Annabelle Yates. Markowski's there again. Shoves Darkic off it. Might win control of it. Doesn't. Toban wins it now. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes of injury time remaining. Bulleen lead 1-0. Spring Hills would take that. They'd obviously take the 3 points if they could, but they'll take this. Obviously, Labno's injured. She would never come off. Aubrey Labno, but is off in the latter part of this game. Here's Gillies. Sinclair. Hopefully it's not a serious injury because they can ill afford to lose her, and she might have been started unintentionally by Myerchick. Alex Sinclair got one around the beak, the nose, I think. But she's as tough as nails. Nothing will stop the great Alexandra Sinclair. Gillies on the right-hand side. The first minute of injury time. And Gillies, who came on as a sub, looking to get this ball deep inside the attacking half. Long kick. Is there someone there to head it away? They can't quite clear it, Bulleen. In the end, Renahan does, but in the road was Darkic. She was off balance as she tried to foot it into a dangerous location. She's there again. I reckon Roger was hanging on to her as she controlled it nicely, being a bigger figure. Well done, Gillies. Gets it down now to Arredonda. Tries to cut inside, but Myerchick is too good for her. And then back heels it to Yates. Yates does well. Myerchick's gone down. Myerchick has gone down and she's in trouble. They need to stop the play, I would have thought. Kane back now towards Yates. Myerchick is in real trouble. Has not moved in front of the scoreboard. Claudia Myerchick. Not sure exactly what happened, but doesn't look great. She hasn't moved. Starting to now, which is good. But for a minute or two, she didn't move. She's had a very, very good night tonight. Will be in contention for the votes. Jenna Ibrahim must also be a candidate. Renahan, Kane had very good games. So here's Kane back to Lost. Back to Kane now in the dying stages of this game. Kicks into bodies. Here's a chance, Arredonda, but Iliadis was in the road just outside the 18-yard area. Stops off another half move forward by Spring Hills, and well done by Iliadis. To Yates, to Kane, to Yates again inside the defensive half. They share it so well. Iliadis has been magnificent tonight. Tiffany Iliadis passed down the left-hand side for Markowski, who scored the only goal that's broken the deadlock tonight. The defence of Spring Hills has done really well to ensure it hasn't been a bigger defeat. As we're in the closing stages here, it's 1-0 in favour of Bulleen. So Yates with the ball now. Throws it back into play. And Markowski out of play with it. They're at the wrong end here, Spring Hills, to maybe get a late goal. And that's it. All over. Bulleen find a way, and they should have won by a lot more. Their dominance tonight won't be indicated on the scoreboard, but they get the 3 points and will stay at this stage on top of the table, or depending on what happens with Burundara and also Box Hill Pythagoras over the weekend. But they've still got a very, very good goal differentiation, Bulleen. But a 1-0 win. They're very gallant, Spring Hills. Well beaten tonight. Couldn't control the ball. Bulleen were very good. They just couldn't quite finish it off. Markowski, the goal scorer, her 16th goal for the season in 9 matches. And Bulleen under Caitlin Friend, just 33 years old, but coaching well, have another very good victory. And after dropping their first 2, not scoring at all, they've only had 1 loss since. And they sit pretty as we head into the second half of the season. The Senol NPLW round 12 fixture, a win to Bulleen, and my votes. I'm going to give 1 vote to Gemma Ibrahim, the goalkeeper. I thought she did a sterling job tonight, and without her, I think that they get beaten 5 or 6-0 tonight. Spring Hill, such was the dominance of the FC Bulleen Lions, but she made some great saves, especially in that first half. So Gemma Ibrahim of Spring Hills gets 1 vote. I'm going to give 2 votes tonight to Catherine Renahan, who controlled the defence brilliantly with Claudia Myerchick, and she was always there getting deep when she had to. Not that they had to get that deep tonight, but they're also very high, which made it hard for Spring Hills to have any really good looks inside their attacking half and at the goals. And I thought Renahan controlled things magnificently. He gave them a lot of run. And the best player on the park tonight, it's a tough decision. I'm going to go for Sarah Kane. It was either Sarah Kane or Catherine Renahan, the captain of the team. Controls it so well. She's a very good player in going back to help the defence out. She's very good in the midfield controlling things, and she also goes forward to provide an option. So Bulleen FC Lions win again. They're looking pretty good as Markowski limps off, which might be a bad sign. She's had a big night tonight. She scored once. And it's Bulleen FC Lions, or FC Bulleen Lions 1. Spring Hills, their 5th loss in a row, 0. But they certainly battled hard. Thanks to Magnus for all his hard work. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage on the Senol NPLW Round 12 fixture here at Springside Reserve. Have a great weekend.
Do you want a hand or you're right?
No, I'm
It's
good.
going to take you about an hour to get down.
Yeah, no stress. Hold down too, huh?
Can be a difficult night, can't it? Anything I can do for you, mate? Or am I just need to get in the road, Magnus?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
I will get in the road one. Oh, geez, I'm cold. We're not even in the middle of winter yet, mate.
Some gloves. My hands.
Yeah, I think you better do it. It's going to take me half an hour to get down. Sorry, Magnus. Pain in the arse, mate.
Stressful.
Maybe I do need to do it. What annoyed me about that bloke is he just said there's no option.
Oh, that's just right.
Yeah, I know. But it just might be easier for me. I mean, I'm stuck with everything anyway. The call don't go.
Nothing on broadcast though, so.
What's that?
Nothing on the broadcast though, so.
No,